Now with sports science, we know, say, fitness has improved. People have added a couple of years. We see tennis players. We see a Novak Djokovic still beating a Yannick Sinner. When I see a Virat Kohli, he's fit. Is it only performance that decides who plays on for India? Is age ever a factor? Is it something else? When Gautam Gambhir sits down with the selection committee, what is the only yardstick? Because there's so much talk around that, oh, you know, what age, people need to be phased out, etc., etc. Can you give us an insight about your thoughts?
Look, there's a combination of everything. I won't say it's only the performance, it's the fitness as well. We want to be the fittest team in the world. The more fitter you are, the more mentally strong you are. As simple as it can get. People can talk about that, how do you get mentally strong? The only way you can get mentally strong is by getting physically strong as well. And it's the combination, what kind of a players do we want in those conditions? Come the 50-over World Cup, how much experience do we want? How much flair do we want? How much aggression do we want? What kind of bowlers do we want? So it's a combination of what kind of people or what kind of players can succeed in those conditions, because mind you, it's not playing in India. The conditions in South Africa during early stage of the season, I think it's going to be the early season there, the start of the early season, so the conditions are going to be much different to what normally you get back in December, January. So I feel that it's going to be a combination of everything. Hopefully we can try and get the right combination before the World Cup.
Data versus instinct. There's so much reliance on data. I see 25 support staff with computers sitting and deciding. You've taken quite a few calls on instinct. Is it data versus instinct these days?
I have taken all the calls on my instinct. I haven't taken a single call on data. I swear, I haven't taken. That's why I said that I'm a human, I should be allowed to make mistakes. Because I've always believed that my instincts is far stronger than the data. And data can be misleading as well. Sometimes when you talk about strike rates, sometimes when you talk about strike rates, the dot balls, he's a good new ball bowler, he's a good death ball bowler. You got to look at the situation and the conditions as well. So for me, I think I've never looked at data. You can call the video analyst and you can ask, in last 18 months, I've never gone to his room, I've never spoken about any data. All I've looked at is, or listened is to my instincts.
Last couple from me, and then I'll open up for two. One, when you look back at your tenure, if I ask you to tell me one thing that you would want to do different in the years to come, at least in the next year and a half, and like I said, I would want you to continue till at least September of 28, till the LA Games. If there's one thing that you would want to change, I know you want more preparation for red ball. Anything else?
One thing I would want to change is not what I want to do in the dressing room. One thing I would definitely want to change is the media and people should start calling players underrated. There is no one underrated. When you represent your country, they should never be called as underrated. They should never be undervalued, underappreciated, and undershown. TRPs should not decide how much airtime you should get, because everyone that represents the country has worked extremely, extremely hard to be there where he is. And for example, for me, Arshdeep is as important as Jasprit Bumrah. For me, Shivam Dube is as important as Hardik Pandya. For me, Abhishek or Surya Kumar Yadav is as important as Ishan Kishan. And that should be the case with everyone as well. That is one thing which I want should change in India. In a team sport, yes, individuals are important. In a team sport, individuals will always be important, but not beyond a team. That is what team sport is all about. So stop calling people underrated. Stop calling their contributions underrated, because there is nothing called underrated. It's all undershown, undervalued, and underappreciated. So start appreciating everyone. Everyone that makes a contribution to help your team win. Your social media following, the numbers that you get, the clicks, the views that you get should not define who gets more important and who gets less important. Everyone in that dressing room is important, because everyone goes out there to represent you people. That's one thing I would want to change. And hopefully, by the time I finish my tenure, that thing will change. That's going to be the biggest success of my tenure, not the trophies. I promise you, not the trophies. That is one thing I would want to achieve during my tenure.
Is the Indian dressing room, what you just said for us, in fact, you said this, I think in a press conference, that the two boundaries of Shivam Dube is as important as the 90, because these smaller contributions are as telling, because that's how the collective is formed. Is the change room coming around to what you just said? Is the change room now that united space where every little contribution and there is no star, like there will be a big star or a a huge brand out there, but is the change room believing in that team philosophy now?
Buria, tell me one thing. You spoke about two boundaries. Tell me how many people remember the last over that Shivam Dubey played in that World Cup final? He got a 24 in the last over.
Correct.
Yes.
8 ball 26.
Yes, we can talk about Jassi's 4 wickets. We can talk about Sanju's 89. We can talk about Ishan Kishan's 50. Someone getting getting those 28 of 8 balls. Just because that was 28 doesn't make his contribution lesser. So that's why I say that start appreciating every contribution, because people in the top 3 or top 4 will always have more opportunity to give you headlines. But it's the people who are playing at 6, 7 who gets very limited opportunity, they will create that impact. Their contribution will help you win. We couldn't have reached 255 if we wouldn't have got those 24 in the last over. We could have got restricted to 230, 240, and it could have been a completely different ball game. And it was the same against England as well. His contribution, his 45, Hardik's contribution, everyone's contribution at the back end. We could have easily got restricted to 220, and we could have been out of the World Cup. So that's why I say that the day we start appreciating every contribution and stop calling people underrated and their innings or their contributions underrated, I think that's going to be the biggest change in Indian cricket, and we will not have to wait for too long to win big ICC trophies.
Last one from me. Sport is about storytelling, and one guy, again, comes from the part of the country that he does, was out of favor for a while, was not part of the Indian team. Lots were written, lots were said. Look at the Ishan Kishan story and dreams do come true kind of thing. A word on that. I mean, the way you got him back and the contribution that he made, telling, and that gives people belief, normal people belief that, you know what, transformation is possible.
Well, I'll tell you, I won't talk about what he did in the World Cup. I think the one thing I want to talk about is that it's never easy to make a comeback. I've been in that situation many times in my career. You're far more nervous when you're making a comeback as compared to when you're making your debut. His first ball against Jacob Duffy at Nagpur, he smashed it down the ground for that one bounce 4. And that shows the character of the man. Making a comeback, what, after 2 years? 1.5, 2 years. First ball against New Zealand, if someone can smash it down the ground, that shows that the fearlessness, the ability, the character, and how quickly he had adapted to the philosophy of the team first philosophy. I wouldn't have minded even if he would have taken 5, 6 balls to get into that game. And that is something which is going to be important, and that's why I say that someone like Ishan Kishan, not because of the World Cup, the kind of World Cup he's had, but the kind of character he is. And that's why Indian cricket is very blessed to have so much of depth. Someone like Sanju, Ishan Kishan, we got some phenomenal white ball wicket-keeper batsmen. And hopefully they can continue on this path, keep working hard, staying humble, and hopefully they can achieve a lot of success in future.
Fantastic. 2 questions. I want to go, yeah ma'am. Please, can we have a microphone there to the lady there? Let's get a microphone there to the lady. I wanted someone, because I don't want this to be a gendered discussion, so thank God. Very good. Ask. Perfect. Please.
Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for being there for us. And I have a question. It is a kind of personal thing, which I felt like a conundrum when I was watching the match. That, sir, be it a coach, be it the captain of the team, when we are in a place where only last 6 balls are there, be it like India may be batting or bowling at the same time, so choosing the right player to bat and choosing the right bowler to bowl in the last over, how do you decide that? Because experience and the player who is in the form at the very time, there comes a confusion in between. So what is the main factor which you all go through at that very moment?
Look, first of all, that's one thing that we've done really well in last 18 months, that we've been very flexible with our batting order. Yes, there has been a lot of debate that how important is flexibility. Flexibility is very, very important. We've gone horses for courses. We felt that at some stage we need power in the middle, and that's why we promoted our big hitters at the top as well, sometimes making them bat at number 4, number 5, at number 3 as well. And that's just a very instinctive call. That's the call which the captain and the coach collectively takes, that who at that moment or in the situation is the best guy to get the results for us. And from the bowling point of view, obviously, we've got enough quality in our team that we can go to anyone. Obviously, Jasprit Bumrah is the leader of the attack, but then we've got someone like Ashdeep as well, who's brilliant with the in the death overs as well, who's brilliant in the middle overs as well. And then we've got Varun, we've got different options as well, Aksar as well. So for me, I think it's a lot instinctive that what we feel is going to work for us, especially during that moment.
Okay. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Last one. I'm now up against it. Quick question, please, sir. Can we have the microphone there?
Good afternoon, Gigi bhai. Taking a cue from Boria's first line, you have been a World Cup winning player and a coach. Such incidents we have seen in football, but in cricket first time. 2007 final high score, 2011 final high score. Is that more satisfying, or the Champions Trophy winning team coach and World Cup winning team coach? What milestone?
It's a tough one. But if you ask me what is most satisfying, what is most satisfying is winning the Champions Trophy and T20 World Cup, not because it has happened recently, just because when you're playing, you can control your performance. When you're playing, you can control a lot of things in the middle as well. But as a coach, once the game starts, you got to understand that you cannot control a lot of things. You can give the most secure environment, you can work extremely hard. It's not like a mutual fund or an investment thing where you invest something and you look at returns. In sport, you could invest everything, and at the end of the day, you could come back with zero return. And that is what the beauty of sport is. And that's why I say that sportsmen are very different to other professions, or sports is very different to other professions. So that's why I say that once the game starts, and if there is a lot in your hand, and you still achieve because of the players, because only it's the players that makes you successful or makes you fail as a coach. But for me, I think these two wins are extremely satisfying.
Okay. On that note, ladies and gentlemen.
Go for it. You want one?
Oh, okay. I'm direct.
Yeah. Push लीजिए, please. No problem.
No problem. I didn't see. Go on.
No problem.
Namaskaram, Mr. Boriaji and our Gambhir.
Absolutely.
Our hearty congratulations for
Thank you,
the
sir.
winning of our team in the World Cup. My small question, when we lost with the South Africa and we lost with England, when we went for the semi-finals with England, how was the moral of, as a team coach and the moral of our team? How did you face
after
it?
losing to South Africa?
Yeah.
Look, nothing changed, honestly. I think as I just, at the start of this session when I said that whether it was Zimbabwe, whether it was West Indies, we knew that it's going to be, every game from then on will become a must-win game. It was a knockout game. So the knockout game, we got to try and be even more aggressive. And for me, I think the biggest strength this group in that dressing room has is not to fear losing a game of cricket. For too long, we felt that what if we make a mistake? For too long, we've been subdued. It's okay. Even if you lose, what worse can happen? Sun will rise again the next morning. What worse can happen? There'll be criticism. Someone will get sacked. That's okay. But if we start fearing losing a game of cricket, we will never go on to win a game of cricket. So that was a very simple message. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to drop catches. It's okay to play a bad shot. It's okay to play a bad ball, bowl a bad ball. More importantly, every time we're under any doubt, take the positive route. Try and be fearless. Try and be more aggressive. That is something that is very important.
Fantastic.